Hello, I am Gary Spagnoli from Analytics Mates, your Google Analytics 4 assistants. Here with our analytics specialist, Frank Felices. Do I say your last name, Frank?
Yeah, it's Felices. It's Spanish for happy.
There we go. Frank's calling in from Costa Rica. I'm calling in from Chicago. The reason we're recording this meeting today and why we're sharing this on YouTube is Frank and I are working on a new blog post that we're going to be sharing on the site that's going to help individuals understand where what products are not performing well on their e-commerce site. The purpose of today's video is to get into product specific performance reports. So we've been doing this for different clients. We've migrated hundreds of sites. We've built out custom reports on Google Analytics 4 since 2022 now. And this feels like something that we haven't shared enough information on. And I think there's a lot of value that business owners or e-commerce website owners or Shopify managers can benefit from. So this is a draft of the blog post that we're working on in Google Doc form. But ultimately, this is what we're going to go through today. And this video is going to be short. We're going to try to keep this under 10 minutes. We're going to get into which products are getting views but no sales. How's a new product that we just launched performing in sales? Where are those sales coming from? And what products have the highest sales conversion rate? So those are the questions that we're attempting to answer here. We're going to then show you how to build it directly within the Google Analytics 4 interface. And then ultimately, we're going to give you some recommendations on other types of reporting and tools that you can get into. So with that said, I want to turn things over to Frank and jump on screen share with him.
Yeah, sweet. Thanks, Gary. So what you're looking at right now is obviously the GA4 interface, and we're going to start with creating a custom report that we can store in the library. And so right here, just hover on this panel and click on reports. And there you'll see library. So just click on that. And here's a button for creating a new report. And for now, let's choose creating a detailed report. And since we want to start from scratch and it's not really out of the box e-commerce reporting, we'll do a blank report for now. And here you are. Let's give it a name.
It's kind of like the product detail performance. I don't know.
Yeah, well, let's figure that out later. For now, we'll just go straight to the dimensions and metrics we're going to use in creating this product performance e-commerce report. So let's start with dimensions. And by the way, we are focusing on items, specific items and specific categories for this demo purpose. And so we are using item level dimensions. So let's start with item name. That we're going to add the product category or item category. And what else? Since we want to see which channels are contributing to these item views or item revenue and sales, we should look into session source and medium and session campaign. Why not? Let's do that. Session source and session campaign. And also, let's see, if we want to see a specific trend on our products, on how well they're doing in a weekly basis or in a specific cadence, we might want to use date dimensions like day of the week or hour of the day. So let's just use that. Day of the week or day, and then hour. Let's see, is there anything else you would like to add? I think this is good enough for now. Item name, category.
Yeah, so ultimately this is going to help us understand the categories, the products that are doing well, product categories, products, specific product names. Yeah, and then the campaign medium so that you can see which acquisition channels are driving it, and then day of week and hour, so we can understand which days do well and which hours do well based off the metrics we're about to choose.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. So let's click on, after you've selected the dimensions, click on apply. And then of course we'll head to metrics. So first off, we're gonna select number of item views. So that would be items viewed. Again,
Item
we
level
have to,
metrics is important that we want to
yes,
emphasize it. Yeah.
I was gonna say that, yeah.
We screwed this up earlier when we were building this. Yeah. So let's just get into items. It's item specific because there are alternatives that you'll see, but search items.
Yep. So items viewed, items add to cart, items purchased, and of course, items revenue. Items revenue. There you go. Now, of course, these are the default item level metric that GA4 offers. And since we also would like to see how well our add to carts for each product performs, it's ideal to look into what do you call this, like the conversion rate from item views to item add to carts, as well as the conversion rate from item views to items purchased. And those metrics are, I'm afraid, are not available by default in GA4 or in the library. So we're going to have to create them ourselves based on or using calculated metrics, which I'll show you later. But for now, let's select these fours, unless, Gary, you want to add some default metrics here. This is good for now, no?
I think that's it. What I want to emphasize, I would hit apply. So we could select apply because these are the default metrics. And one of the reasons we're giving this tutorial is because of what Frank just described, right? Like the add to cart conversion rate and the purchase conversion rate by the item level is not a default GA4 metric. And so we're going to create those metrics in a moment. But by default right now, we're seeing here are top performing products viewed by volume and by sale and by add to cart purchase and revenue. But that doesn't give us the ratio. We want to understand the rates where things are, because then we could identify opportunities of like, okay, this product is looked at pretty frequently, but nobody's added to the cart. Or this product's looked at and added to the cart pretty frequently, but that drop-off rate's pretty substantial. So maybe I shouldn't be focusing as heavily on it. Cool.
Yep. So as you can see, these are our 4 metrics here. And here in the drop-down menu, you will see the 6 dimensions that we selected earlier. And before we continue on this, analyzing the data that we have, that we are presented with, we'll try to create the calculated metrics first that we've mentioned. The items viewed to add to cart rate and items viewed to items purchase rate. So to do that, I'll just duplicate this so we don't lose the report. Oops. We don't want that to happen.
You could save it in the top right.
Yeah, I guess. Let's see. Let's give it a report name now.
Tell me product performance report. I don't know. Product conversion rate report.
Product performance and conversion rates. We'll figure it out later. Let's save it for now.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. So we're back in the homepage right here. So what I do normally is I click on the admin button down here and just go straight to custom dimensions, or sorry, custom definitions. And here you can create dimensions, metrics, and we're gonna, in this demo, we're gonna create calculated metrics. So here are what we already created before the session. So items viewed. Let me just edit it to show you.
Yeah, you would just select that blue box in the top right of create calculated metric. It brings you to the same UI though.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
we have them already developed, but yeah, let's just jump into the edit section here, Frank, to show.
Mhm. Thanks for that. So just to show you how we created the calculation. So it's items added to cart and items viewed. So you just do it like as if we're starting from scratch. Items viewed and then divided by items added to cart.
Oh, it's actually it's the opposite. Items
No.
added to cart divided by items viewed.
There you go. Thanks. It's already right behind me, and I missed it. Hold on.
Well, we had that issue earlier.
So
this is
items added to cart.
Yeah, and then we name this item viewed to add to cart rate, because it's just a little bit different than just a standard add to cart rate, because this is item level metrics that we're using. So we want to have a distinct name for that metric here.
Correct. And once you already have the formula, you can give it a short description here, and the title, of course, or the name of the metric, and then hit on save. And the same for items viewed to purchase conversion rate. So as Gary mentioned, you'll just click on the button here, create calculated metric. But it's already here, but I'm just showing you how it's done. So what's this? Items purchased. There you go. Divided by items viewed. And let's give it a name, or no, to purchase rate.
Yeah, we like to have longer names for the metrics. You may want to shorten this, but it's because it gives us the detail. We know exactly what it means.
Yeah. And then click on save right here. So once that's done, it's this one. And then we can use it or in our custom report. So let's just go back to that. Make sure this is the okay. So click on metrics again on the right panel and add metric. And there you go. These are the two custom metrics or calculated metrics that we just created. So let's add the items viewed to add to cart rate and items viewed to purchase conversion rate. Let's move it around somewhere, I guess, in the logical order of things. So let's move it closer to items viewed, or between items viewed and items added to cart, and the items viewed to purchase conversion rate between or right before items purchased. Yeah, looks good. And then hit apply.
So if I could help with the analysis here, and then thank you, Frank, for showing how to set this up. By default, this is sorted by items viewed. Here are top products viewed over what time period, Frank? Can we scroll up in the top right corner?
Yeah.
I think it's the last 28 days, right? By default, yeah. So you can change that after we save the report. So right now, by default, it is the last 28 days. Here we see the top performing items viewed. So if we could scroll back down slightly, this first product has only 13 items viewed, but 0% have added to cart, which means 0 volume on add to cart and 0 on the purchase conversion rate. But there's stuff that does stand out to me here, which is, maybe what we could do, Frank, can you sort by added to cart first in the terms of the volume of added to cart?
Sure. So there you go.
All right, so here's a winner. So row 5 right now, this product only had 1 item viewed in that first column, but 1 added to cart. And so 100%, we had one perfect amount. Anybody that viewed it ultimately did add to cart. The first row, though, this product had 4 items viewed and 3 add to cart. And then if we go down a little bit further, 25% of them actually purchased. We had 1 purchase as well. So that is a major winner. So when we're looking at top performing products, what I want to look at is probably this next column, which is the purchase conversion rate. So maybe we sort by that, Frank, to see what's doing best in terms of the individual product. So in this scenario, we have products that are appearing with only one item view and one add to cart. I want to address this. I think I know why that is the case. So in the top on the left under item name, remember we chose multiple metrics. Rather than looking at product category, can you choose source medium, Frank? Or what I want to understand is, can you add a column of another dimension? So right now we have name. Let's maybe select plus.
Yep.
And what do we want? Session medium or campaign? Because based on our experience, I think I know why there are purchases here. Let's just see if the data supports my theory. Okay, so the purchases that we have, this doesn't answer it directly. I think the two purchases that we're seeing, though, is probably because of organic shopping, where they didn't even go to the website. And in this case, we use, can you switch session campaign to source medium in that second column? It's not popping up here.
We can use the primary dimension instead for session campaign.
Yep.
And then add
Item name.
item name.
A lot of it's coming from direct, and so they may be making the sale directly through the site. I still think the takeaway here is that we're able to identify which products have a high conversion rate. If they did not view the item or they did not add it to cart, that means the sale did not happen through the website. And how the heck do you get a sale not through your website? This is a Shopify client, and we are using Google Merchant Center. And so we are allowing some of those sales to happen through Google Shopping. And so in some scenarios, it could be coming directly through the Google Shopping feed. Another example is the Instagram Merchant Center. So they could be making that purchase directly through Instagram rather than the purchase happening directly through the site. So that's why you might see some of those discrepancies here. Frank, another thing that I would love to show is if you could remove that item name column, that second column. Let's look at product categories as a whole. So we added that dimension of product category. I think there's value. Oh no, I would just change that first column if that's okay. Because I think there's some insights here too that I think are valuable. Can we sort by items viewed first, or the volume of items viewed? So here are their top performing categories, but I can see all the way down in row 10, there's only 16 views in this product category. But if we look at the items viewed to purchase conversion rate, 19% of those folks have actually made a sale. And so that product category might be an area where we want to focus, where we want to run more promotions, might want to experiment. Now, the first category has a much lower conversion rate, so row 1. But it's not that I'm saying we remove that, because I can still also see that revenue, I mean, $1,000 in revenue versus 4K is 25% of our revenue. But this type of information can be very useful for any business owner, any marketer, because row 10 is telling me, I know I'm not getting much traffic to it yet. I need to get more. I need to get more traffic because it is converting right now. So these are the types of things that we want to answer with this type of reporting. So category 10 is an area that we want to experiment in more. I don't know, Frank, are there other things that you want to highlight in this report?
No, I completely agree. This could help us drive our efforts on a specific item or even a campaign more than just putting all our products out there on our website. For instance, if we're looking at the first row and we have plenty of item views, 200 plus, but only 11 items purchased, we can probably check how the UI is built on this specific product page. What maybe it's much more difficult to add this to cart and then to purchase eventually than the one in row 10. So that's one. And also how much campaigns are we putting out on this specific item category versus the sleepwear. So
you may run a campaign, an ad campaign just for that row 10 category because it's converting well. And that's probably a lever we would pull, right? We would say, hey, let's run an Instagram campaign to this, or it's not Instagram as the #1 acquisition channel. Use this on email, or maybe feature this on the homepage a little more heavily. All right, cool. Frank, can we get into the hours and day of week? I haven't even looked at this yet, or our team, we haven't to it yet, but let's see if we can look at just
let's
day.
use it as a secondary dimension for now, and then we'll use it as a primary dimension later. Yep.
So this is the day of the month that is appearing. Yep. Here's the challenge with this report, and because I know it just looks like data is, there's not something I can use with this, and why we're writing the blog post, and we're going to share more. This needs to be visualized so that we're able to organize by the day of the week, and then you could see those product categories pop. And so we'll have to do that with Looker Studio, with the data visualization, because this table format, that alone isn't going to give me enough insight, I think, Frank.
Yeah.
Can we switch to hour? Can you remove item category? Let's just look at hour or let's just set hour as the primary thing. Yeah, I think this is valuable. So it's not visually compelling yet, but the 22nd hour of the day based off of your Google Analytics time zone that you set this to, later in the day is when we're getting more views. But I have no purchases. So that row 1, that item purchase conversion rate, not much is happening later in the day. At row 2 states 11, so that means 11 a.m. Row 2 represents 11 a.m. At 11 a.m., 56 views. We've had 4 add to carts, and we've actually had 5 purchases. Again, that purchase volume is above because of other channels that might be driving that sale. So 11 a.m. is potentially a strong hour too that we want to spend more time in. And when else? Let's look, if we could sort items viewed to purchase conversion rate here, can we sort by that column? That's it. This immediately tells us the answer. So midnight, we have less views, but the conversion rate is great. 11 a.m., 7 a.m., 9 a.m. are the next 4 rows, or the next few rows. That's when we have a higher conversion rate. And so you may want to do some of your media buying more heavily during those hours. This could have an impact on Google Ads, any ad campaigns you're running. Okay, cool. I don't know, Frank, anything else you want to highlight in this report?
No, this looks good to me, but you're right. This could be better visualized in the Looker Studio report, so you can play more with the charts that are available there.
Well, what's most important is we're going to share that in the blog post. The data, what's most important is that we're like showing you how to organize that data within the GA4 interface. We'll visualize it afterwards because like you can even download this as Google Sheet, download it into Excel, and also experiment with it there. Yeah, I hope that this is helpful. I think it is. I know that if I know we do this for our clients, but if I was the Shopify business owner, I would get a ton of value out of this. But yeah, I think that really covers it today. Let's save the report. Have we decided a name? Product. Right. Yeah.
Let's just do product performance custom report for now.
Cool. The big takeaway here, though, are the calculated metrics and how you combine them so that you'd see those conversion rates by those individual items. I think we're good to jump off screen share. Is there anything else you wanted to call out, Frank?
Nothing else. That pretty much covered everything for me.
So now that this report is saved, you will find it under the library. So you click on that reports icon all the way in the furthest left column, and then down in the bottom left under library is where you would access that report. We're going to share details on how to do this on our blog. I hope this video is helpful to you. And until next time, we're going to do additional e-commerce reports to help folks out. But yeah, thank you guys so much. And thank you, Frank, for leading the tutorial. And yeah, stay tuned. We'll be sharing more. If you have any requests for other types of reports that you need help building out, leave a comment or reach out to us via our website at analyticsmates.com. Any other words, Frank?
All good. I just hope everyone's watching is much more comfortable using custom reporting and the library in GA4 with this video. Or
Cool.
if not, go ahead and visit our blog posts on much more resources on this area.
Yeah, or reach out to us, book a consultation on the site.
There you go. Yes.
All right, cool. Well, thank you so much, Frank. We'll talk more in the next video. Cheers, guys.
Yeah. Cheers. Bye. Thanks.